I think China's relationship with its neighbors, indeed, China's a world power. China's a global hegemon. We'll be able to do this from, assuming they become hegemon by 2030. I think this is something I explained in the book, To Govern the Globe. I don't think they're going to last longer than about 20 or 30 years as a global hegemon. And again, if you look at the projections, and they're pretty clear, and I'd say they have a high probability of accuracy. There are clear projections that among the world's major industrial powers, China is going to be the most adversely affected by climate change. First of all, its greatest city, Shanghai, which is home to 18 million people, and it was one of its main economic engines. Plus, Guangzhou in southern China, which is another huge economic engine for much of the export economy is located there. But let's say Shanghai. Shanghai was dredged from swamp and sea back in the 15th century. And the projections are that by 2050, the sea level rise will mean that most of Shanghai, including much of its downtown area, is going to be underwater. Okay? Shanghai is going to be essentially gone. All right? And then another very clear projection is global warming, actually, as it accelerates, is going to produce some major global hotspots. And the least habitable place on the planet, which is now a major source of human habitation, is going to be the North China Plain, which is an area between Shanghai and Beijing, currently home to about 400 million people, and is in many ways the historic heartland of China. It's agricultural heartland, much of its industry. And by 2060, 2070, based on climate projections, there are going to be hundreds of extreme weather events. And during this period, China is going to start to face projected five periods of what's called 35-degree wet bulb temperature, 35 degrees centigrade wet bulb temperature. Now, what is that? That is when the balance of heat and humidity is such that the human body can't sweat. So a healthy adult seated at rest under 35-degree wet bulb temperature will be dead in 6 hours. So North China Plain is going to have 5 periods in which if people leave air conditioning, they will be dead. Okay? And so the combination of sea level rise battering the China coast and serious temperature rise, rendering the North China Plain one of the least habitable places on the planet, will mean that China will have to retreat from whatever world order, whatever kind of diplomacy and force projection it's engaged in, and it's going to have to turn those resources into protecting its own people and adapting to climate change. And I think that will end the Chinese world order. And that faces the world with, for the first time, really since 1494, there will be no world order. And because China's not only trying to replace the United States as global hegemon, but it's also trying to construct an alternative world order. We talked about that earlier. So that, in my view, means that the world is going to face some very real choices. One, collapse into disorder, which is going to be an unimaginable amount of localized violence. Just think of all the places where water wars might be fought. Where people are going to be pushing back those 200 million to 1.2 billion people that are moving to survive. The disorder would be literally catastrophic.